An added footnote. It is worthwhile to add a few words as to the part taken in this controversy we were discussing by the great Jesuit Bellarmine. The controversy arose out of the publication by a Jesuit professor, Molina, of a book which the Dominicans accused of semi-Pelagianism and the authoritative condemnation of which they were anxious to obtain. Now, though Bellarmine and other leading Jesuits were unwilling to commit themselves to an approval of all Molina's doctrine, they considered that the condemnation of his book would be a great slur on their order. And though the condemnation appeared more than once to be on the point of issuing, the Jesuits exercised obstruction so vigorously that their opposition was in the end successful. It is amusing to read in Cardinal Bellarmine's autobiography how he bullied the poor Pope, Clement VIII, whose own opinion was adverse to Molina. "You are no theologian," he said, "and you must not think that by your own study you can come to understand so very obscure a question." "I mean to decide the question," said the Pope. "Your Holiness will not decide it," retorted the Cardinal. There is extant a letter written after the congregation appointed by the Pope to examine the matter had reported adversely to Molina, and when he was supposed to be about to act on that report, in which Bellarmine urges that the Pope should not act without first calling a council of bishops, or at least summoning learned men from the universities. If he acted otherwise, though men would be bound to obey his decree, there would be great murmuring and complaints on the part of the Church and the universities that they had not been properly consulted. That the Pope should attempt to study the question for himself was a very tedious and unsatisfactory method, and not that which had been followed by his predecessors. Did Leo X trouble himself with study when he condemned the Lutheran heretics? He just confirmed the conclusions arrived at by the Catholic universities of Cologne and Louvain. Paul IV, Julius III, Pius IV were no students, yet with the help of the Council of Trent they declared most important truths. See, on the other hand, what scrapes John the 22nd got into when he endeavored to promulgate the views concerning the beatific vision to which his own study had led him. See into what danger Sixtus V brought himself and the whole Church, one of the greatest dangers the Church was ever in, when he attempted to correct the Bible according to his own knowledge. And the Pope must be careful not to give occasion to anyone to think that he had made up his own mind before the question had been scientifically investigated. Why he had said things to Bellarmine himself which had made him resolve to withdraw and treat no more of the question. If such a one as he lost courage who had been studying these subjects for 30 years, what would others do? There could not be a better illustration how ill the authority of official position fares when it comes into collision with the authority of superior knowledge.